1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, June 26, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I am Stu Pedasso.
Please remember, everybody, that you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet, picking up some merchandise in the link below, as well as sending us your questions for us to answer on our 500th episode, which we will be holding an Ask Us Anything. One other thing, real quick, is we will not have a show tomorrow on Wednesday, June 27th. I have to drive 3 hours for work and then 3 hours back because of an event that is taking place tomorrow. So I don't know what time I'll actually make it home. So we're just not going to have the show just in case I don't make it home at a reasonable time in order to do the show. And I would still need to make the notes and all that stuff. So we will not have a show tomorrow. Now, Mr. Stu
Pedasso.
Okay. I was trying to break it down just a little bit. Break it down now. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. It's been a pretty regular day. Bus driver almost missed my stop. That's really it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real regular, average.
Dang.
I picked up Tabletop Simulator last night, though.
No, yeah, was it amazing?
Oh, I haven't started playing it. It's on sale, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with South Park. So I picked that one up, too.
What are you going to play on it?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah?
Among other tabletop games. Like Secret Hitler's on it. Secret Hitler's awesome.
Oh, man.
I like a lot of tabletop games.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. That's cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
How many people that are you going to be playing with on tabletop? Since I assume you're using it because you're able to.
We're going to be theoretically transferring our 300 BC game to it.
Okay.
So in the game that I play, we're going to have me and Ryan, so just 2 other people as the players, and then the DM.
Okay.
And then in the one, and that's what we call boat campaign because we're centered on a boat going through the Mediterranean. The other campaign is the Middle Eastern campaign, and they have 3 players and a DM.
Right on. That's cool.
So about 6 people.
I will also just do a quick apology to everyone that we were about 5 minutes late today as well. That is my fault, and the reason that is my fault is because I got home at about 5:20 and then talked to the Bean, who is in Texas, and then I was like, I'm just going to lay on the couch for a little bit, and I woke up at exactly 6 o'clock. So, yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, me and Jennifer stayed up too late the last 2 nights. 2 days ago was the traditional Sunday where we have everyone over at the house, and just I don't think anyone left until it was like 12:30. And then last night, me and Jennifer got caught up watching Hot Ones from First We Feast, which if you have not seen Hot Ones, I highly recommend it. It is an amazing show. Basically,
pass.
Basically, one person, this guy named Sean Evans, interviews normally a celebrity or another YouTuber while eating hot wings, and they have 10 wings in front of them, and they start at like a 450 Scoville and go up to a 2 million Scoville. And so as they get down, the wings progressively get hotter, and it's interesting to watch someone try and answer questions while their face is melting off.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty good show. Highly recommend it. But anyway, speaking of our show, I'm going to plug that Ask Us Anything one more time. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, all of those are at iRedditCast, or send us an email, which is iReddit@mjolnir.media. Please get those questions in. We are a mere 11 episodes away, so probably 3 weeks, maybe 4 if we miss an episode or 2 more. And we will be at that episode 500, so please get your questions submitted in to us. You want to talk about some news now, buddy?
Sure.
Sure, he says. Sure.
Yeah, we can move things along.
5,
Unvaccinated foreign travelers may be denied entry to Singapore under new proposed law.
This is submitted by Galmux to Our World News.
So it wouldn't be anyone that is unvaccinated, so this isn't a complete blow to the anti-vax community. Currently, it'd be starting out only as people who do not have a vaccination for yellow fever. Yellow fever is a very fatal condition that it's something there's like 100 different countries, especially across Africa, that are affected by it. And so they're really wanting to make sure that that doesn't get into Singapore. Because if you don't know, Singapore is a country that if you are sick, you can go to and they will help you. That said, there are some things that they're like, this isn't something that we can necessarily help with because, well, you can't really treat yellow fever right now.
And on top of that, they don't want, giant, breakouts of these diseases in their country.
Mm-hmm. So, now this isn't going to be the exact case yet. This is just what they're proposing. And what it would be is that you would need to be vaccinated with it before you could come in. Currently, they already will vaccinate you at the border, but it costs roughly $200, but they don't deny you entry. Just you need to pay them $200. They'll vaccinate you for yellow fever, and then you are let into the country. Under this new law, they wouldn't have to do that. So
that's pretty sick, though.
And this is not the first country in the world that does it either. This isn't that rare of practice. It's mostly to try to prevent the spread of
dangerous and fatal diseases.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I feel like that needs to be implemented in more places because being an anti-vaxxer is very much akin to being like a flat earther.
Nathan's like, you're just the worst.
You're just wrong.
Yeah, you're just wrong.
4.
That should be a t-shirt. You're just wrong.
You're just wrong? I can add it to the list. I'll work on doing that in just a moment. Okay, I'll get there. Anyway, Supreme Court upholds Texas redistricting. A lower court said discriminated against black and Hispanic voters.
This was submitted by Don't Tread on D.C. to Our Politics.
So we've talked about gerrymandering before, and gerrymandering is the entire prospect behind of the legislatures in a state, or even, I don't think Congress does it, I think it's only legislatures. They will carve out new district lines in their states, and normally, we'll say there's 3 cities, right? City A and B are smaller than City C, and City A is relatively Republican, City B is relatively Republican, and City C is relatively Democrat. And City C is the largest city by a pretty wide margin. But what they will do instead is they will cut City C in half and give half of City C to City A and half to City B, which now the Republican votes in the City A and B will outdo the half of the Democratic votes in City C. So even though there are more votes that occur in City C, the Democratic vote will not win and a Republican will still get elected.
Ah, I see.
And
so they're diluting the pool.
Pretty much. They'll normally carve up areas that are going to sway a vote in one way or another, and it's not just Republicans. They're the ones that have been doing it recently because they've had the control for the larger amount of the recent time. So for the last about 10 to 15 years, it's really been a pretty heavy move by Republicans, and when you get to keep doing it, you get to keep making it more severe. And so it's while it's easy to point fingers that Republicans are doing it right now, Democrats have historically done it just the same in the past because it allows you to win a losing election, which is fucked up and weird.
Yeah, we have a lot of pretty bad laws that are all awkward and weird, which should really go to point out that just because something is lawful does not make it good.
Right, and we ran into that exact same thing, which we're not talking about it today because it just didn't make it into our list, but the Supreme Court also sided with the president on his 3rd travel ban very recently, basically saying that because they were trying to determine whether it was racially charged or not, and they can't say with certainty that it is.
Even though he said on Twitter that it was a Muslim ban.
And based on a law from a decision made back in 1969, basically he has the power to do exactly what he is doing, so they can't say that it's wrong.
Which is real unfortunate. Because, again, even though things are lawful, does not make it good.
What was the shirt, Nathan? You're just wrong? Oh, where did he go? Oh, no. Nathan's gone. Tragedy. I think he said it was "You're just wrong." He's dead. That's it. We'll just pack it up, move it along. Yep. Goodbye, Nathan. I loved you, sir. I will miss you forever and always. Oh, wait. I think he might be back.
The entirety of my Skype shut down.
Yep, because fuck Skype.
Facts.
Cool. Well, you are back now, sir. And the name of that the shirt idea was "You're Just Wrong," correct?
Yeah, you're just wrong.
You're just wrong. Got it. Well, I have added it to our merchandise list, and we'll get to it eventually. 3. Trump hired undocumented immigrants for $4 an hour for a demolition project.
Submitted by Corey Ographer to R. the Mueller.
As much as the President of the United States seems to not like aliens, he likes benefiting from them. Now,
he likes them if they put money in his pocket.
Well, that's true for most things. If you make him look good or put money in his pocket, then he will like you. And in this case, this was back in 1980. They needed to demolish a New York City building so that he could build one of his towers. He paid them just around $4 an hour and did not provide proper safety equipment to do the job. And the reason that we know this is because he got sued for it. And
when was this?
1980.
Okay. So even with inflation, that's still ridiculous.
Yeah, that is still ridiculous. And ended up going through quite the process until he finally settled for, where was it, $1.375 million to settle the case.
You would think if he wasn't doing such shitty things, wasn't constantly getting sued, he probably wouldn't constantly be filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, maybe not. But so one thing that I want to say in terms of Donald Trump and the whole bankruptcy thing, because that's something that people like to throw at him a lot, is that a lot in the realm of success is built on failure, and you won't succeed if you don't try, and a lot of the things you try will end up failing. So, and when you try to do a business and the business fails, that's just what you do, is you declare bankruptcy, because it gets you out of a lot of liability.
But you're supposed to take your failures and think about them and not do the things that you were doing to get to those failures.
Right.
That's part of the scientific method, even.
Although it does make me think of a tweet recently that Mark Hamill put out, that Donald Trump himself said poll numbers plummet on the Democrat-inspired and paid-for Russian witch hunt. With all the bias, lying, and hate by the investigators, people want investigators investigated. Much more will come out, a total scam and excuse for the Dems losing the election. Mark Hamill responded with, "I get a real sense of satisfaction that due to your Russian-backed election, you haven't had a single moment to enjoy your victory. Not a day goes by without your paranoid panic over being exposed as an illegitimate as the illegitimate fraud that you are." Hashtag Mueller time tick tick tick.
That's great.
Well said, Mr. Hamill.
Good on you, Mr. Hamill, for being so well-spoken.
But, I mean, none of this situation surprises me because Donald Trump has proven himself time and time again to be a hypocrite and a liar. And
At minimum.
At best, I guess.
I guess.
So we'll just have to see. I don't think this will go anywhere. It's just another piece of the whole puzzle in terms of the weird things that Trump does and doesn't do and what he does and doesn't care about.
I can tell you exactly what he does and doesn't care about.
Anyone but himself and his money and his friends' money?
Yes.
Got it.
And even then, his friends' money is expendable so long as it doesn't get traced back to him.
Right. Six-figure salary is considered low income in San Francisco, and the threshold is rising.
This was submitted by... Ooh, that's a phone number.
Is it? No, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is. No area code, though.
No area code. 592-6134.
I'm gonna do a quick Google on that. 592-6134. I was just trying to see if anything came up, but no, nothing did. No, okay. Anyway, so I just thought I'd check to see if anything happened if you Googled it. So right now, if you earn $117,400 or less in the Bay Area, you are qualified as low income.
That's insane.
Can you imagine, Nathan, making over $100,000 a year? Well, first, can you imagine making over $100,000 a year?
I can.
Okay.
I'm living in a much nicer house.
Sure. You're not trying to figure out how to pay for a dryer, right? You just went and got one. Can you imagine making that much money and then someone telling you that you are still low income?
I can, because this is late stage capitalism.
What does that make? I can't imagine what that makes the poverty line there. I realize the poverty line is actually a federal set amount is the poverty line and not a state amount on the poverty line. But geez,
that's fucking ridiculous. Because
if you fall below 73,
I'll be damned if I make anywhere near that amount.
Yeah, if you fall below 73,000, you are considered very low income.
That's ridiculous.
The median price of a home in the area, and this isn't a super nice home, this is your standard like 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, is $935,000.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I thought up here was expensive.
That's getting just a little excessive. And this is why, I remember even 20 years ago people joking about how expensive it was to live in California, and it just seems to be getting more out of control.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably why they're thinking about, probably one of the reasons why they're thinking about splitting the state into 3.
Yeah, that if you don't know what Nathan's referring to, California several times is considered trying to split itself into multiple parts. That is going forth again, and basically the 2 parts would be Northern Cal, Southern Cal, and I can't remember what the other one is called. Anyway, California. Just straight California, Northern California, and Southern California, and basically where they would split it is most of the Silicon Valley area, so San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego, that little strip along the coast would be California, and then the rural areas north from there are Northern Cal, and then the areas to the east of Silicon Valley and going towards the Mexican border would be Southern California.
Mm-hmm. And then a very, very small outcutting of it that looks exactly like California will be California.
Yep. And it basically just takes San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego.
Yeah, read about it.
Yep. Where are we?
1.
Child finds gun and fires a shot in IKEA after customer's gun falls into a couch.
This was submitted by Unreal User 2017 to our news.
Yep, so a guy was shopping at IKEA. He sat down on a couch to test it, like you do. But apparently his gun wasn't secured very well and fell out of its holster and fell between the couch's cushions. Several hours later, a young child was playing on the couch and found a toy in between the cushions and shot one shot off, at least one. That's all we know is that they've at least fired it once. And luckily no one was hit, no one was hurt. Police were called, the situation was dealt with, although it doesn't seem like there are any charges going to be brought against the very careless gun owner.
So, this is probably why you shouldn't purchase a $10 holster. You should more than likely purchase, the $75 ones.
Or, I've also seen people that have even a nice holster, but they don't have the gun actually clipped. They don't have it secured down. So,
was it a, what the fuck is it called? A concealed carry?
We don't know. We don't know much about the gun or the person or how they were carrying it or anything like that. Just that they had it there in the morning, that fell into the couch, kid found it.
So my question is, how the absolute fuck do you not recognize 2 pounds of solid metal be missing from your hip?
I think they normally weigh more than that.
Regardless.
I'm just Googling it now because I'm curious. An average pistol weighs around 3 to 5 pounds.
See, there you go. But, how the fuck do you miss that?
Yeah.
You're irresponsible. And this is what we talk about when we want, gun control. We want people to recognize when the fuck they're missing their goddamn gun.
At the very least.
At the very least.
Yeah. People suck.
They do.
So, luckily no one was hurt, and that's really why no charges are being brought. There isn't a law that basically says you're a dumbass, so we're going to charge you with something. There's nothing that can be brought against them for that. So, since no one was hurt, there's no law or anything like that. But so
the This guy's gonna fucking lose a gun and just get away scot-free.
Actually, he'll probably have the gun returned to him because there's no charges or anything being brought. So
right, I know, but like there's still the act of losing.
Sure.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours?
I cared about Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, okay. Why did you care about the Tokyo Ghoul anime?
So Tokyo Ghoul Season 3 had just ended.
Okay.
Season 4 had been announced to be released in October.
Okay.
So Season 3 and Season 4 released in the same year, and I think that's fucking sick.
That is pretty awesome. That's a very fast turnaround.
I'm super hyped for it because October is going to be lit because it's going to have the second half of Tokyo Ghoul Re, as well as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: The Golden Wind, which is so fucking cool.
Anime is doing well.
Only good ones, man.
Well, I mean...
I mean, because both of them, even like, all right, so Tokyo Ghoul at first sight, people are like, I'm going to be turned away from that because it's super fucking edgy, and it's super emo, and it looks, like nothing but a cry fest, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll have you know, you're right, but there's a point to everything that they do, and it's really fucking weird because it's got emphasis to it. It's got oomph. It makes you actually feel these things.
Yeah, the last anime, like me and Jennifer recently finished the Magical Girl Ore anime, which was really good, really entertaining. Highly recommend it. We started the first episode and got through it of what is the full name of that damn show? I forget what the actual full name of the show is. Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World. Watched the first episode. Very good. Incredible animation. Good voice acting. It's also only 12 episodes, so, I mean, 13 episodes, so that's always nice because it's just, a short one-shot, and that's fast and easy to get through. So we will be watching that, and then I don't know what's after that.
Well, I'm excited for Golden Kamui because a new episode came out last night. And Golden Kamui, from the one season that's not even fully finished, has become like my 4th or 5th favorite anime of all time.
Damn.
It is so good.
The thing I cared about in the last 24 hours is that a finance boss stole 370,000 pounds from his firm and bought kittens.
This is submitted by TD Agarami to R, Not the Onion.
So it wasn't the only thing that he bought, but a building firm's finance boss siphoned 370,000 pounds. Of course, he lived a very lavish lifestyle. He bought a home, stuff like that, but he also bought a significant number of pedigree kittens.
Oh.
He had been siphoning money and basically writing false checks to charities that instead went to him. He only got caught because he started to get greedy, essentially, and tried to write too big of checks, which then got flagged by other people at the company. Whereas if he would have kept them smaller, they would have gone unnoticed.
Fool.
Yep. Well, that's how it almost always happens, is people think, I can take just a little bit more, and then they get caught. Fool!
You gotta really pay attention,
You have brought your own demise!
And shame upon your family.
Shame upon you! Shame upon your cow!
I think that he should be allowed to keep the kittens.
I would like to see him. Well, he's gonna go to jail for a little while first.
All right, well, hopefully somebody worthy gets to keep the kittens.
He is married, so maybe she can keep the kittens.
Maybe.
But he admitted to 12 counts of fraud. I forget how long he's going to jail for. I think it's 10 years, but for some reason I don't see the time on here anymore. 4 years. 4 years.
That's not very much for 700 and something.
Thousand. He pled guilty. He probably got a plea deal. He probably is.
Yeah, that probably does help quite a bit, huh?
He's probably actually only going to be in jail for like a year and a half, maybe, depending on how parole works in other countries.
Yeah.
So who knows?
I don't know.
But kittens.
Yeah, right. Understandable. I would totally buy a shitload of kittens if I had just siphoned a shit ton of money.
All right. Anything else fun, or will you like to transition out of here?
So that Let's Go Pokemon games.
Yeah.
you can have Pokemon follow you, and depending on how large, you will be able to ride your Pokemon.
Yeah, like you can ride an Onix, but one of the things that I'm super stoked about that game is that the Pokemon are realistically proportioned. So the Onix is the size of a fucking Onix when you're riding it around.
Which means Charizard is going to be slightly larger than your character, but about the average size of a human.
Which is really cool.
In fact, actually, I think most people are a little taller than Charizard.
Maybe, I don't know. I can look up Charizard's height. Charizard height. Charizard is 5'7".
Yeah, I'm even taller than Charizard.
Yep. You know who you're not taller than?
Onix?
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mewtwo is
fucking huge.
Mewtwo is 6'7" and 289 pounds.
Yeah, Mewtwo would fucking punch you.
Yeah,
Mewtwo, he wouldn't need to. He would punch you with your own fist.
Mewtwo would lay you the fuck out.
It's surprising the sizes of Pokemon when you actually really get to look at them. For instance, Jigglypuff, also massive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, comparatively, like, you think a Jigglypuff is probably going to be small, right?
Yeah.
Jigglypuff's fucking huge.
Yeah, 2 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Although, damn, the thing is like their size isn't the thing that is normally surprising. It is their weight that is normally horrendously odd.
Yo, like Larvitar.
Or Wailord.
Like, Wailord's too light, Larvitar is too heavy.
Yeah, Wailord is less dense than air.
Yeah.
Which is
probably why he can't fly, but when you throw his Pokeball out, it looks like he's floating.
Yeah, maybe.
But, I mean, that's all swimming Pokemon, but at the same time, like, come on.
Don't know. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. Real quick, everybody, remember, we are not going to be here tomorrow on Wednesday, June 27th, because I will be not in... I won't be able to be. So we'll be back on Thursday, June 28th. Please get your questions submitted to us for our Ask Us Anything on episode 500. Submit those anywhere and everywhere that you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. All of those are at iReaditCast. We do have a subreddit on Reddit, which is reddit.com/r/iReaditCast. We have an email, which is iReadit@mjolnir.media. You can send it directly to me, Schwahn Michael, and Nathan at Bimmenstein. So please get those to us because we are nearing episode 500. Otherwise, please consider supporting us. Patreon.com/dailyinternet if you'd like to support us directly financially to get more things out of the show, more episodes per week, or pick yourself up some awesome merchandise by going to the link in the description below. Other ways you can help us is word of mouth, sharing the show around, telling some friends to listen to it, or leaving us a 5-star review on our audio-only platforms such as iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And that's it, everybody. That is your 489th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Stu Pedasso.
And please remember, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Goodbye.
Bye.